Hi everyone, it's Luke here, that conscious living guy. So I wanted to do a video about kind of what's been going on over the last couple of months with in my personal life, and I've been trying to not do this video because I guess I didn't want to accept how I was feeling and what was kind of going on. But here goes. So my mental health has probably been at an all-time low for the last, I would say last 2 weeks. It's been building up for months, and as difficult as it is to admit, I was pretty much at breaking point last week, and this week as everything's kind of just got on top of me, and I hit the drink, and Friday was probably the lowest that I've felt in a long time. And that might not seem a lot for people to know that I was drinking alcohol, but for everyone that knows me, it's something that I wouldn't normally do. I was sober for 2 years. From this Friday, I hadn't touched a drop of alcohol, and the things that led me to this have been what's going on at the moment, the current situation with social distancing, COVID, national lockdowns, restricting people, restricting contact with people, physical contact. I'm a hugger, so saying that I can't hug people was really, really hard on me, and it's just spiked my anxiety up so much. My depression has definitely taken a kind of front step in my life recently, and I've been feeling suicidal. I've been having suicidal thoughts, and just not being able to see people, not being able to see family. It's just been really difficult. When my brother passed away 2 years ago in April, I made a promise to myself where I would live my life as much as possible, and I see kind of this time where, we're in a national lockdown again, the second one this year, and we're restricting our kind of connections with people. It's, the way I see it is, it's time that I'm never going to get back. So I've made a decision where I need to make sure that I'm keeping in contact with people, physical contact. I've got a bubble that I'm going to be using a lot more in the next couple of months because I need to, mentally and physically. I think the person that I'm in the bubble with as well also needs it, and that's one way how I'm kind of coping with what's going on. Another reason for kind of my little mini meltdown has been work. As a lot of people know, I'm a customer service advisor for a housing association, and it's a social housing association, and on a day-to-day basis I do hugely suffer with my mental health. I'm also empathic as well. So I take other people's emotions and I absorb them into kind of myself, if you understand that. This again is another struggle that I sometimes handle quite well, and sometimes I don't handle quite well, and it's kind of another thing that's going against me. I can't change it, and I wouldn't want to really, because I think a lot of people, when they do talk to me, do feel like that it's kind of lifted the worries off, which is kind of a blessing and a curse in itself. So there's that. There's also the huge workload that we've been put onto and that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis is really hard to deal with. We have many people. I work on the phones mainly, predominantly. However, we have a lot of people that are working from home who haven't got phones at home. I was one of them in the first lockdown, but I've sorted something out so that I can actually get a phone at home, so I can actually do my job fully, which I'm really thankful for, because I kind of felt guilty when I didn't have a phone at home, and it was also making my work colleagues work harder and take more calls than what they would normally take. So that's a kind of another stress. And probably the last two kind of reasons why I've kind of gone into this destructive kind of feeling and thinking about everything and overanalyzing things is that I'm still grieving for my brother, which is understandable. I don't think you ever stop grieving for loved ones that have passed, but also another person very close to my heart, and I did class them as family, passed away this year. So again, it's just very upsetting that they're gone and I'm no longer going to see them again, or hug them, or hear them laugh, or hear them call me some kind of personal joke names. And it's really hard. It's hard not seeing my brother and not seeing this other person. And then probably the start of all this was some words that an ex-friend said to me, and I wasn't going to do a video about it because it's quite personal, and I don't want anyone to feel bad for what they've said out of anger. But I definitely take on what people say, especially if it's negative. I overthink things. I was told that my mum needs to be careful because she'll lose another son if I don't change my ways. I was also told that, sorry, this is a bit difficult to say, that it wouldn't surprise them that if one day they don't read in the paper that I've committed suicide, and that I push people away. I mean, first of all, I already know that I push people away, but I push people away because I need to mentally protect myself. This person is no longer in my life. I've removed them from my life because just them things that they've said is enough to take them out of my life. But there was a mental drain on me, mentally and physically, probably for the last kind of, I think it's probably been going on for years. And people have said things that I won't repeat in this video, but they've kind of questioned why I was friends with them. And that was just kind of the icing on cutting them out of my life. I wouldn't ever want to wish anybody illness or project things like committing suicide, because I don't think that's a nice thing to say. I also don't think it's anything that you should ever say to somebody. Words can be very strong, can be very hurtful, and I believed probably for the last 6 months that I 100% was going to commit suicide and I was going to end my life, and that person was right. Which is really, it's upsetting. I'm shaking just even talking about it. But I know I'm not. I'm not. Because I've got many amazing things in my life. I have food, water, a roof over my head. I live in a really nice house. I have friends. I have many family members, blood related or chosen as family. And I think the messages that I've got over the last couple of days after like putting some stuff on my personal Facebook, there's a lot of things that I need to change. I know there is. And I'm going to start mentally within, as well as my diet hasn't been that good, so I'm going to change that. But I just wanted to kind of share with everybody that if you are struggling, you're not the only person that is struggling. You're not alone. You have friends and close family that love and care for you, and you can get through this, like I'm going to get through this. And I just wanted to share what I've been going through so that it kind of makes other people feel better about kind of what they're feeling about as well. So yeah, I'm going to stop it there. Thank you very much for listening to me, this video. It does mean a lot to me. And if you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button. And I'll just leave you with, don't forget to treat people with kindness. And I'll catch you in the next one.